speaking of these swing states and these battleground states, I wanted to share this with you. This is an interesting one from Arizona. The Oversight Project, an organization organized by the Heritage Foundation, has released this new video. In Phoenix, Arizona, there's a store, and this guy right here apparently is responsible for registering people to vote who are not citizens. And the video was obtained by this fellow, muckrakerdoc.com, at Real Muckraker on X, saying, join us in the fight to save the American Republic. The CEO is Anthony J. Rubin, and their details are here. But this guy is offering now to register non-citizens. And so in Spanish, my apologies for blowing out our eardrums on that, very loud. But let me play a little bit of this, and I'll just read it for us so that we can get through it. If you'd like, we can get in touch. I can bring you a form to register to vote, is what he says. Okay. Are you a state resident, huh? Are you a citizen? I am. I came. I'm here right now thanks to DACA. Then I renew my work permit every 2 years. But right now I'm looking into how to apply for citizenship. Oh, do you have a driver's license in Arizona? So you're not a citizen. Yeah. Do you? You just need that and your residency. Just a license and a residency. Okay, we'll get in touch whenever you want. Gather all the friends who want to register. And tell me how many they are, and then in a break time during work, we can meet outside. Because I don't think they'll let me do all that in here. Outside, we meet in your car or in someone's of yours, and I'll register all of you. I will bring pens, forms, all that. All right, so here's more. Do you know if there's a way to register to vote here? Oh, register to vote? Yes, you don't do that here? No. Okay. What do you mean? I just heard that a friend told me that people were registering here, or that they were providing information about it. He told me that it was here at Price. No? I'm not sure, because I work for an organization that registers people to vote. But I'm not sure if anyone was registering people here. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. I guess that's usually done at the DMV or somewhere like that? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to register? I wanted to learn more about it. What do you want to know? I'd like to know a little bit more about it. I heard that recently, several places like Washington and New York are implementing policies to assist individuals, yes, applying for citizenship in registering to vote. So I wanted to know if I can get more information about that. Arizona is doing the same thing. To assist you in obtaining citizenship? That too, and if I could register to vote. But, oh, yes. If you'd like, we can get in touch. I can bring you a form to register to vote. Okay. Are you a state resident? Citizen? Are you? I am. I came. I'm here right now thanks to DACA. Then I renew my work permit every 2 years. But right now I'm looking into how to apply for citizenship. Oh, do you have a driver's license in Arizona? Yeah. Do you? Okay, you just need that in your residency. Okay, yeah. If you'd like, I can give you my number so I can bring you a form. And when you come, if I'm here, I can help you register. Okay. Thank you very much. What's your name? Pedro. Pedro something. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Let's see. Pedro, putting it into his phone. Aguilar. That's pretty funny. So I think they bleeped the name out and then they didn't bleep the name out. Or maybe the last name was bleeped out, but that was his middle name. Okay, let's back up a little bit, because what's interesting here is he's saying that if you have a driver's license ID, a driver's license will register you, right? And in Arizona, in order to get a driver's license, they should be confirming that you are a citizen, right? We do not give driver's licenses to non-citizens here. As long as you have an Arizona driver's license, is what he asked about, you should be good. Do you have a driver's license in Arizona, is what he asked about right there specifically. And that should, theoretically, unless you're in one of those other categories of those people who were not checked, we have a bucket now of 210,000 people that had an MVD problem, and we don't know, I guess, who's in that list. But at least that part alone, a driver's license, they should be doing the checking on citizenship. All right, so let's pick this back up. So then he says, okay, Pedro, and he's going to tell us that he works for this organization, right? That's how this whole thing started. And I think that's why they came in and were talking to this guy, because they know that he works at this organization. So then they ask him about this organization, and here's what he says. What's the name of the organization? It's an organization that works alongside University of Arizona. U of A? I'm the president. No, ASU. Oh, ASU. I'm the president of that association. My cousin is a state representative, works for the government. Oh, look. So that's how I got into it. And now I'm representing the group to register everyone that can be registered. So if you know anyone else who would like to register, bring them the day you come. I bring the forms that are needed so we register everyone to vote. And how you been doing so far? Registering people to vote in the elections? We've had good results. Okay. But there's always someone missing. I'm curious because I have some friends who are also residents and are also checking into the procedures for obtaining citizenship. So he's talking to this guys at the grocery store. So can you scan? It's disabled. Do I need to scan this? No, it's disabled. So he says, all right, look, I'm also now checking about my friends who are residents. They want to also apply for citizenship. I don't need to remove the checker thing. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm curious because I have friends who are also residents, and since you help them register, and so now, as I told you, I heard that in states like New York and Washington, they are helping the community that is applying for citizenship. They're helping them, and they contribute a lot to the local population, and so they're trying to help them locally. Oh, we'll get in touch whenever you want. Gather all the friends who want to register, and you tell me how many they are. And then in a break time during work, we can meet outside, because I don't think they'll let me do all that in here. Oh, yeah, sure. Outside, we meet in your car and someone of yours, and I'll register all of you. I will bring pens, forms, all that. Okay? To register you, and so you can all vote. Oh, okay. Hey, Pedro, thanks a lot, buddy. No problem. Thank you very much. This is me going to help my other job. He says, well, okay, all the best, right? And that's it. So there you go. So again, it's curious, right? And he's not saying specifically outright in here that they're going to register illegals to vote, right? He's not saying that specifically. He never said that. It's implied. He says, I'm curious because I also have some friends who are residents, right? Residents, are they citizens? He didn't ask about federal status. Do they have green cards? Do they have social security numbers? Nothing like that. They're residents. It seems like it's implied. And then you've got some questions about his cousin, who's a state representative, and he's the president of some organization, and they're just registering people. And then the question is, are they checking back at the state board of elections? So interesting, very interesting exchange there. I don't think there's evidence here that would lead you to arrest this guy or something like that, because he's talking. Maybe he's just registering everyday residents who also happen to be citizens, and they're just going to show up and have a registration party out there. They're residents who also are citizens. They also have Arizona licenses, and they've been checked by Arizona or not, right? These are people that they're just going to have fill out the forms with whatever ID they have, check all the boxes, get them registered. They'll all get ballots, and nobody's going to check on the back end, because the people on the back end are fine with it happening, as we know. And they are fine with it, because in the Pennsylvania lawsuits and in other lawsuits we've covered, they don't even check. They say don't even match the social security numbers on the UOCAVA forms in Pennsylvania and elsewhere. Make sure they don't even count the dates. So the people who are actually looking at these forms, they're just waving them in, mailing the ballots out, rubber stamping them. And so this is a curious one. It's from the Oversight Project. They're a Heritage Foundation organization. And this is their report from Muckraker. Non-citizen, knowingly registering a non-citizen DACA recipient, right? But he was in there saying that he was a citizen, but he's through DACA. So they didn't really get to the bottom of that. Are you a citizen? Yeah, I am. Oh, okay. You have a license? Yeah, I do. Okay. So we can register you to vote? Sure, we can. What about all these other people? It feels like we all know what's happening, but they're being very sneaky about it. And I would imagine this is happening all over the country in many different ways. And we're glad the Oversight Project is digging into it, but very suspicious stuff. Now, meanwhile, in Arizona, This was what Bloomberg is reporting. They're going to lock down Arizona. Scarred by the 2020 election chaos, Arizona boosts security for the vote. They're going to fortify this very important swing state. A new wrought iron fence is now wrapped around the Maricopa County Center. On election day, there'll be concrete barriers too, plainclothes officers, layers of security, including security cameras and other items to protect the ballot machines. Michael Moore, Chief Information Security Officer of Arizona, said, "I don't ever want to be the boy who cried wolf, but we need to be prepared to escalate according to the situation on the ground." What? State and local officials across the U.S. are bracing for a range of disruptions in Arizona: cyber attacks, disinformation, unruly crowds to undermine the outcome of the November 5th election. Efforts to enhance security are especially crucial in swing states like Arizona. 4 years ago, Arizona found itself at the center of this issue, and they're bracing for impact. That's Michael Moore. Within days, a chain link fence went up around the tabulation center. We made a video outside the tabulation center. I think that was back in 2020 when Kari Lake was running. In the meantime, election officials have been working to build a more robust system, and so they're working hard. And it's interesting to see who is working on this. This guy himself, Stephen Richer, remember him, responsible for the disaster of 2022, along with onesie twosie Bill Gates. "We just got a couple. We're finishing up. We'll get the votes for you. Just a couple onesies and twosies to finish up." What, Bill? The hell did you say? This is Arizona, man. I don't know what your accent that is. Trump lost Maricopa County to Mr. Biden in 2020 by 45,000 votes. And now this guy's saying we're basically under attack. He got thrown out of office for being terrible. And he's saying that it's his mission now to make sure that nobody questions the Arizona elections, which were the safest and most secure of all time, even though we know that they were not. And so he's working to restore belief while people like, I guess, us sow doubt in our rigged elections, because I don't know, 30 to 40% of the election machines had mechanical problems on election day when Kari Lake was running. Very convenient. And we went through the statistical analysis of where those delays were and how that day of voting could have impacted the election, and likely did. And now there are 210,000 people with unconfirmed citizenship who are now going to be voting in Arizona. And these people apparently were also on the ballots, also on the rolls in 2020. So if they're unconfirmed this year, 4 years ago, what was everybody checked and they just added 218,000, or were those 218,000 people also on the rolls back then? They were, obviously. So every time they come back out and they say safest and secure election of all time, no, there were 210,000 people, 18,000 people, maybe less, maybe more, confirmed in Arizona. That was an election in a contest by 12,000 votes. That's all. Wild. So they're moving forward with this, and we're trying to determine who is actually on this list. We'll see if we can get to the bottom of it. But we know America First Legal has filed a lawsuit against Arizona secretaries to say and see who is on the list. For some reason, they don't want to show us the details.